We're here at the site of an amazing event.
Crikey.
The elusive Ginger.
Are you seriously videotaping?
I'm seriously videotaping this. Okay, I come off of a hunt, and guess what I'm doing here? The next day, I go in with my wife to do a colonoscopy. There she is.
It's not a group activity. I'm getting the colonoscopy.
I know, but it's very, very hard on me, okay? And my wife told me this is okay because it's a health thing for most of us, all right? Right, Ginge?
Correct, yes.
Okay, good.
Preventative.
Preventative.
Yes.
Preventative. So nothing's wrong here, guys. We're just going to kind of follow this whole thing through the process and not get gross, but give you what it's like to experience a colonoscopy.
Colonoscopy.
A colonoscopy. There you go. Say it again, Ginge.
Colonoscopy.
She's so good. Oh, and she is good. That's my wife there, and I'm so proud of her because she allowed me to go through a process I had been through 7 years ago, only that she got the better end of the deal. Oh, well, not exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And I have to say, she's really nice for letting me bring the camera. You notice she didn't even take a swing at me when I did that. But, that was a different experience, wasn't it?
It definitely was. But it's not, like I said before, it's not a big deal. I think all the nervousness is the thought of what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But, once they get the meds on board, you're out. And I had the best nap. I was so relaxed. It was actually a really, really relaxing day.
Yeah, nothing like mine because when I had, I swear, it's still in my dreams. All I could remember is this guy. Okay, you know what they do with the colonoscopy, right? Okay, they air you up, right? And I swear there was a guy in the room with a bicycle pump going, okay, and that is in my dreams even today. But that did not happen to Ginger. Hers was a great experience.
Right, they don't do that anymore.
No, but the better part of the experience was with me and the camera. I documented the whole thing, of course, and you saw that just a minute ago. Now, let's check out what happened at one point in time there.
Honey, if you don't want to stand, there's a stool over there. Did I really just say that?
My sweet wife. I'm going to miss her.
Honey, I gotta go. Go. Where's the bathroom?
Oh, well, duty calls. I swear. Sometimes I come up with the craziest things. And then my poor wife, she gets so embarrassed.
I'm used to it.
Yeah, but I appreciate every moment you stay with me. It's an amazing thing that I have got here. And I think everyone realizes that. They see me and what I put my wife through. It's just huge. But, I was looking at the whole event and had to ask myself, because I'd been through it, what were you thinking at the time? Was this really a bad thing in your mind at the point? Because I know a lot of people think, well, colonoscopy is a bad word, and I don't want to get it done. And, it's actually a really good health thing. I think,
Right.
for catching things early.
Right, absolutely. The worst part for me was the day before when you get that wonderful drink from the pharmacy. I was just so glad to be done with that the colonoscopy was a breeze. I mean, it actually was anyways, once, and then there's the needles, but it's a little stick. They give you an IV, and once that's in,
Big deal.
No big deal at all.
No.
Not at all.
Well, it's totally opposite from what I expected. Well, you were planning better because you stayed home.
Right.
That was the time we went actually to the fair. Was it the fair or the
it was
parade? The parade. And I
Yep.
had this juice that makes you want to go potty, and you don't know when it's going to happen, but it happened
It's a colon
to me.
cleanse.
It's colon cleansing. I just about cleansed it right there on the street, and holy mackerel, that was a rush.
That's not a parade item you want to see.
No, I'll leave that to the horsies.
That's right.
That's right. It was really not that big of a deal, was it? You probably went through a couple. I've got some footage here. Had to get an IV, of course.
Right, and that's not a big deal. I mean, I've had shots. Flu shot hurts worse than the IV does.
Now we know what Nick goes through.
I highly recommend everyone get it done because, I think most insurance plans cover it 100% because it's preventative. It's a great thing to have done. I feel great that I did it. It's out of the way. I know I'm healthy. And, no worries there for 10 years or so.
It really turned out well.
Yeah.
And when I sent you off, it was kind of a moment where I had to tease with the audience, and I said something that I probably shouldn't have.
Cool, now I can go party.
I didn't really party. I didn't
No,
party
you didn't
at all.
really have time.
No.
It's so quick.
It was so quick. But, there was a period of waiting,
Right.
and that waiting, I get creative.
That's better than getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Although your creativity gets you in trouble.
It does. Okay. That's what I'm talking about right there. My creativity does things to me that I don't call it creativity. I call it potential harm right now at this point. And having a show like this, I'm not so. I think it's kind of like my radio show I used to have when I just came out of college. It was my first year, and I stuttered more than anybody, but I would really quickly try to pick back up and make things right. And I remember meeting some people one time that listened to my show, and they say, "Man, I love your show." And I'm going, "Oh, you got to be kidding me." They say, "Man, you screw up all the time, but you're so funny when you pick it back up." And I enjoy that. I think if I could do anything, I'd be real, and that's what I am here as well. But especially with you, my wife, I am so real that I take advantage of the opportunities. And when you came back, it was a big one.
Oh, boy. Yep.
You're not sleepy though, are you, babe?
Thank you.
Pretty comfortable? All right, so how aware are you? So you're not that terrible aware. You're very, very calm and peaceful.
Oh, absolutely.
Actually, I said, can we have some of those drugs?
Yeah, I know, right? I was all on board for that.
Oh,
but-
yeah.
So repeat after me. I will never, ever get mad at Danny for throwing his clothes onto the floor again.
I'll never get mad at Danny. I'll kick his butt for throwing keys on the floor. Is it all done?
It's all done.
Sweet.
I think the funniest moment was when you asked me, did they find a polyp? And I said yes. And your response was?
Stupid stalactite.
Stalactite. That's
I know.
a good, yeah.
I don't know where that came from. No idea. Did we watch
Yeah.
National Geographic or something the night before? I have no idea where that came from.
Let me tell you this. From now on, you're going to do the dishes. You're going to bathe my feet. I
swear I can never get you to cooperate no matter what. I can never get ahead. There's just that's the fact. When you're married, you can't get ahead. If you're a man, if you're a woman, you're always ahead.
Oh, whatever.
You are. Yeah. I mean, she's even comical. The last thing she said. Well, I'm not going to tell you the last thing. I asked her, "How do you feel?" Well, she told me.
So how do you feel now?
I feel violated. No, not really.
Yeah, you're just wobbly, right?
I'm just wobbly.
Yeah. And you just
Nothing to it.
nothing to it. That's awesome.
No. It's easier than a mammogram.
Easier in the mammogram, I'm not even sure because I've never had one, of course. But
Well, I had quite a week that week because I decided I was going to get it all done. I was a really bad procrastinator about getting my checkups and taking care of my health. I mean, I've been healthy and have felt great, so, no reason to go in. But I decided this year, having turned 50, I was really going to make it the year of taking care of me. So I lost 40 pounds.
That's amazing.
The first week in January, I made all my appointments to get a complete physical. And then from that complete physical, my doc said, you should get your baseline colonoscopy and it's time for another mammogram. So I said, you know what, let's just get her done. So I think it was Tuesday of that week, I had my mammogram. And then Thursday, I had my colonoscopy. So it was quite the week.
yeah.
But with that being said, it's just so important to keep up on your health. And I know that you did it as well.
Yeah.
You went and got your checkup and we're both really healthy, and it just gives you a great peace of mind. And it's a great way to start the year and know that you're where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, and it's actually really nice to know that my wife is healthy as well, because you have those thoughts when you get to this age. I think a lot of people, if you've either experienced other people who are older than you passing away, and it starts that thought, I'm not going to live forever. I'm going to, I've got a little bit of time here on earth, and I want to plan it a little better than I did the first 30, 40, 50 years or so.
Right.
But, that sounds really bad. 50 years. Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
Well, that's, I hate looking in the camera. So when I look into the camera, I can actually see myself. And that's how I know what's going on behind me. So every time I do that, I see the gray hairs. It reminds me where I'm at in my age. Otherwise, I just think I'm this childish boy still yet, which I am so much of the time. But, speaking of childish, we had a little childish fun yesterday. We pumped out a TV commercial like I've never done before. And, you see me film myself a lot just for the sake that I can't hire anybody. Well, this time I really couldn't hire anybody to do the job that we wanted to do. We wanted to...
Yeah, you were stuck with your...
Well, I was stuck with my better half, and which was a really good thing, and I enjoy that. Every time we do something together, it comes off fun, and I think that's the way a lot of married people should be. Look for those fun avenues in life to where you can actually enjoy together. I mean, if it's so simple as me doing a commercial or just a little funny video with my wife, it's amazing. And to this time, Ginger let me just destroy the house.
Literally.
Yeah. And she was such a good spirit about it. I really, I have to say thank you to her, because I didn't say thank you last night. I think we were so pooped after we did it. We started at 5 in the evening, and we went all the way, you and I stopped about 10 o'clock, 10:30 that evening, yesterday evening. And then I spent another, I don't know how many hours, up until 1 o'clock, kind of rough editing everything because I wanted to get it on today's show. But that was a lot of stuff. And we're going to show you that commercial right now. It is a spoof on Doritos.
Seconds is this commercial?
45 seconds.
45-second commercial took hours to do.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks it's glamorous to be on TV or be an actor, but it is a pain.
It's hard work.
It is hard work.
Hard
work, and doing the same thing over and over and over, tripping over the dogs.
Yeah. If you look at this footage here, you can see this is not bad from this angle, but I got lights here. I've got lights outside. I got lights over in the other room shining down to put up a little glow in there. And, this is what you call tearing up your wife's house. I mean, serious tearing it up. It's not like we used to, because I'd have to tear down the whole room and everything just to make anything happen. But now it's really torn up. And poor Chelsea, she walked in just about the time we're shooting. She's getting off work about that time. And what fun.
Right. Not to mention the blizzard we had. So
yeah,
we were snowed in anyways. Might as well do some filming.
Yeah. And the dogs always have to get in on the action.
Because you had chips.
That's right. We were doing chips, weren't we?
They know the sound of that bag.
Yeah. In this situation, Ginger had never even heard the concept. And so I'm telling her as we go. And so the first little act, we took probably 20 takes just to get it right. Because blocking, you can tell them. It's,
right. Yeah. Finding your mark, hitting it each time. And, you can't look down at where you're going because you have to be in character and looking at the camera or wherever you're supposed to be looking. So, yeah, it's tricky. There's a lot to try and coordinate all at one time. Plus, it's like 900 degrees because those lights are hot.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, so, people don't realize that, the lights can really heat a room up quick.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I didn't think about it, because when you're involved in something like this, okay, as a producer, director, cameraman, whatever, I have a great time doing this, and I really enjoy it. But when you're shooting yourself, there's nobody to run the camera. You have to pull focus, so it involves me going back and forth. Now, here I am actually acting, and, okay, now you think that's simple, right? But when you look at it, I had to lift that chip up just at the right point. So I'm actually watching the monitor out of my eyes, even though I'm not doing it. And then, yeah, you can see right there. And, okay, here we go. Door's not closed. All the small things.
Yeah, see, my socks weren't supposed to be in the shot.
I know. When you asked me how much of my body's going to be in the shot, I told her it's going to be waist up. Well, I forgot about the behind-the-scenes camera, so I screwed up. Whatever.
It's all right. I'll get you back when
And I'm
you have
not
your
trying to
next
slap you there.
colonoscopy.
That's actually a color card, and that helps me. You know, I'm teasing with you right there. But that helps me get my color. Once I go into post-production, it helps me to gauge where the color is supposed to be, and then I can work from there. But you can see, well, in this situation right here, the lights, I was too bright. The camera is actually on my left side, shooting across to Ginger. Now, there's some shots that you'll notice, well, you won't notice. You won't notice at all because they were shot and you don't see the behind the scenes. But like in this situation right here, when I walk into that pantry, I have to be able to see what I'm shooting. And the camera's just inside of there, and I have a monitor here. You see that that pole setting there? That's how I focus. That's how I focus this darn thing. And so that's my mark. I pull that little pole out, and then I can set on my mark. And if you look back in there, there's the camera. You know, a lot of times we have a lot of work behind the scenes that you don't see. And I hope you enjoyed this one. I always enjoy doing it with my wife because, you know, we have this thing together that over the 27 years that we've been doing the marriage thing, we've learned how to agree with each other.
Yep.
You know, a man and a woman, we're two different things. But, you know, as long as you realize that they're supposed to be that way and I'm supposed to be this way, we just have to meet in the middle. I think it's a really good thing. And
Absolutely.
I think most people who have experienced a marriage for a long time, they all come to that same conclusion that we're just human. We're exactly the same. If I were to break away from you or you break away from me, we probably find out that we got another one exactly the same way because a dog's a dog and a cat is a cat, and that's the way it is. I love my kitty. Anyhow, thanks, folks. We've had a great time with you here. I hope you'll join us next Thursday here with Danny Dodge Live, and hopefully my gal will be back with me then.
Anytime.
All right, baby. Have a great week, and we'll see you the next Thursday here on Danny Dodge Live.